Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Simone.
We wanted to have a little chat about what keeps our vendors up at night.
Yes.
What is their number one worry? What are they concerned about? What do you think it is?
Oh gosh, there'll be a number of things. Look, I think for a vendor who certainly hasn't sold for a long time, and most of our vendors, let's face it, we do this every day, but most vendors might do it 3 or 4 times in their lifetime. So they would be wondering whether the agent is working hard,
Yes.
working in that for their best interest.
Or even working.
Well, that
What
is
are
a
they
very
doing?
good point. Yeah, are they picking up their phone? Are they answering calls? Are they speaking to the buyers? Are they servicing the buyers' requests? Are they representing my best interests at heart? Are they giving me honest, transparent feedback? Is the price point that I'm expecting, is that realistic? And
I wonder if our vendors do worry about that. I think generally we have a rule of thumb. I think most vendors are about 10% on the higher end, aren't they?
oh, that's
Even when we're
true.
selling real estate agents properties,
Yes.
they also, it's human nature, isn't
Human
it?
nature will always add on 10% because there's that emotional pull to your own home,
Yeah.
which is totally understandable.
Yes, yes. I think another thing that people wonder about is when I'm not talking to my agent, what are they doing? So I thought I'd like to ask you a little bit about your daily routine. And I know that you start very early in the morning. You're a 5 a.m.
Yes,
girl.
yes.
And of course we're still there when it's dark at night.
Yes,
So
yep.
tell me what you're doing for your vendors.
Okay, so it would be, apart from obviously calling back all the buyers that have come through the property and servicing their requests, whether it be more information on the property, contracts of sale, whether they want to book a building inspection, a building and pest inspection, answering questions that perhaps aren't, that we haven't covered with our clients. So we get back to them. It will be going through our database and actually matching other buyers to their properties. So we don't just deal with the buyers that are walking through the property. That's probably what I'd call a lazy agency work. We really have to pollinate our buyers off other properties that we either have on the market or that have been on the market prior that are similar.
Yeah.
So it's ringing past buyers on similar properties, asking them if they've purchased, getting them to come across to the property that we're selling. And actually I've just done that on a property that I'm selling in Brighton, and they've come through. And is a potential buyer for this property. And they weren't actually actively searching anymore. They'd put things on hold because they were a little bit tired of the property search, but just that phone call can re-spark the curiosity
Yeah.
of looking for that next move or the downsizer move.
And isn't it interesting how many times we've gone to similar buyers with price points and brought them onto a property that they haven't considered because, oh no, I don't want to live in that street, or I don't like
Yes.
that, it doesn't look like there's enough bedrooms, and we go, no, really have a look at it. And then they're like, oh, yes,
Yes.
my eyes are opened
Yes.
to it. Yeah.
And we find oftentimes that buyers give us the criteria that they're actually looking to purchase, but end up buying something completely different.
Yes. Yeah.
So as much as we try and work with buyers' needs, we'll still ring the buyers on our list that it may not quite suit, but we'll urge them to come across and have a look. So that's obviously doing the database work. We'll also be doing letterbox drops to in and around the neighbourhood.
The passive buyers.
Yes, asking our neighbourhood to come along and have a look. I have a lot of neighbours that come through properties that say, I have a friend that's looking for something like this, or who's downsizing, I'll take the brochure, I'll pass it on.
Yeah.
Also, videos on social media.
Yes.
Posting, social media is now a huge part of our marketing, and if you're not promoting a property on social media, then you're potentially missing out on another market as well. So it's doing just with your iPhone videos, but also getting a professional videographer and promoting that video using boosts on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. And another good thing that we like to work with our vendors is really opening up that idea that you're not selling in isolation, that you're selling in competition. So I like to compile
Yes.
properties during our open days. They have to leave the house for half an hour to go and look at other properties and see
Yes.
how other
Such a
vendors
great idea.
have presented their homes.
Yes.
Have a look at the buyers, how they look. Gives them a bit more of an idea. I think there's only like maybe a month in your life
It's a great
where
tip.
you really want to, be immersed in the property market, and I think
Yes.
then you want to forget about it. But
Yes.
that is a great way to also put your mind at ease of what's happening out there in the marketplace.
Absolutely. And then, of course, in between all of that, we are just keeping up the communication with our vendors almost on a daily basis,
Yeah.
really, is letting them know, obviously, feedback on the open day, letting them know after we've done all the callbacks where those buyers that have been through, where they're sitting, are they in, are they out, giving them feedback on the good and the bad. I think our clients need to hear the good and the bad to help them form, I guess, a decision on the day of either sale or the day of an auction.
But interpreting too, so even if it's maybe some buyers that haven't really related to their property, why? And to
Yes.
explain to them why that hasn't worked. What is it that it didn't quite fit for that buyer? Not just that they didn't like it,
Yes.
just that they needed this, this and this.
And sometimes there are things that we can actually do to fix that.
Yes.
And they're often not costly and it won't take a lot of time.
So for example, you've got that property in
Yes.
Glencairn where
Yes.
you're doing a quote.
That's right. So a property that has 3 bedrooms but could easily be turned into a 4-bedroom. Now they don't want to do the work, but I said to them it will add enormous value if we can get a quote for putting in a wall and have it on display. So it's a real quote because someone is willing to do the work at this price. And it helps with negotiations because buyers will always overestimate the cost
Yes.
of works to be done on a property, and our vendors will always underestimate what it will cost.
Yes, that's definitely something, a trend. I know that with a couple of properties in Beaumaris, I'm already getting painting quotes and floor quotes and just having it all there. If it's an older home, getting a building and pest inspection, have it on display.
Yes, yes.
Because then it shows the buyers what actually needs to be done immediately, perhaps in
Yes.
3 years, maintenance 5 to 10 years.
Great idea. And agents should be preempting these questions or the buyers' potential challenges that they have with this property. So if we can, as agents, preempt it and have the quotes on display, we're knocking that obstacle on its head immediately.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Simone.